Okay, let's unpack this. We're swapping out the modern anxieties for ancient destiny today. We're launching into a deep dive on one of those compelling classic tales out there, Prince Ahmed and Peri Banu, An Arrow of Love.
It's such a foundational story. You've got this setting in ancient India, a sultan, and his three sons, Hussein, Ali, and Ahmed. But what really gets me is how it starts as, a pretty standard quest for a crown, but it just completely transforms.
Right. And I think that's our mission here, to really track how the rules of this competition are just systematically broken. They're replaced by the rules of destiny, all revolving around a few magical items and, well, one spectacularly vanishing arrow.
It all kicks off with that initial crisis. The sultan, this powerful ruler, suddenly falls deathly ill.
And facing his end, he issues this, like, impossible challenge to his boys. He says, "Bring me the rarest, most wondrous thing in the world."
And the crown is the prize, right? It's not spoken, but everyone knows. The son who saves his life gets the kingdom. It's essentially a magical, global scavenger hunt.
Exactly. And that sets up the first big theme, what the story calls the test of value. The princes head out and the treasures they find. I mean, they say as much about them as characters as they do about, their price tag.
Totally. You see three really different ways of trying to solve a problem.
So let's crack them. First up, the eldest, Prince Hussein. He travels all the way to Samarkand,
Samarkand, yeah. And he spends his fortune on the magic carpet.
the ultimate logistics tool.
Exactly. Instantaneous travel. In the context of his dad dying, time is everything. So it's an incredible advantage, but
Yeah.
it's just transportation. It's not a cure.
It's the means, not the end. Okay, so then you have Ali, the middle brother. He goes to Kashan and finds an ivory tube.
And this isn't just a telescope. The source material says it lets you see anything in the world, no matter how far. It's perfect global intelligence.
So he has foresight. He has awareness. He can literally see the problem.
Right. He can diagnose it. He can see his father on his deathbed. But again,
Yeah.
it's just a tool. He knows what's happening, but he can't actually do anything about it.
Which brings us to Ahmed, the youngest. He finds his way to Shiraz, to this amazing bazaar, and he finds what turns out to be the game changer. A tiny, perfect apple carved from a single ruby.
And the merchant tells him, this apple cures every sickness, even death itself.
Wow.
But here's the kicker, the price. It wasn't gold. The merchant says the price is Ahmed's life, his entire existence for this one little apple.
Okay, that puts the whole thing on a completely different level.
Absolutely. His brothers bought power and knowledge with money. Ahmed had to offer the one thing that has real value himself, self-sacrifice.
Yeah, he accepts.
Instantly, he says, my life for my fathers, and takes the apple. That single moment right there, it tells you who the real king is. It's not about wealth, it's about selfless devotion.
And then, when the three brothers finally meet up again, you see how these three separate items have to work together. It's actually brilliant.
It is. They're at an inn, and Ollie looks through his ivory tube.
And he panics.
He cries out, our father is dying this very hour, so you've got the knowledge. Then Hussein immediately rolls out the carpet. That's the speed. And in a flash, they're back at the palace.
And only then, with both of those things in place, can Ahmed do his part. He lays the ruby apple on his father's chest, and the king is cured. Just like that.
It's a perfect illustration of, how real success works. You need logistics, you need intelligence, and you need the actual solution. Miss any one piece, and the whole thing fails.
So the Sultan lives, but now he's got a new problem. He has no idea who to thank. Was it the speed? The sight? The cure?
To him, they're all equally responsible. So the test of value, it actually failed to pick a winner.
So he pivots. He just throws out the old rules and makes up a new, completely arbitrary challenge.
Which is?
Shoot an arrow. The one whose arrow flies farthest shall be king. It's the test of fate.
What a shift. They go from this complex, magical, global problem-solving quest to an archery contest.
A simple, measurable, athletic competition. And the first two brothers do exactly what you'd expect. Hussein's arrow flies 100 paces.
Solid. Respectable.
Then Ali shoots. 200 paces. Even better. Clear, memorable results. This is how a court would expect a king to be chosen, right?
Yeah.
Through visible strength.
Of course, but then it's Ahmed's turn. He draws his bow, he lets the arrow fly, and it just disappears.
It doesn't land 100 paces away or 200.
Hmm.
The text says it vanished like a shooting star.
Right.
Its measurable distance is 0.
It's the ultimate failure in a contest based on measurement.
And his brothers, they immediately start mocking him. They think they've won by default. His arrow's just gone.
But what's so fascinating is Ahmed's reaction. He doesn't feel defeated. The text says he feels an uneasy heart. It's like his failure doesn't quite sit right with him. His arrow was meant for a physical contest, but its disappearance turns it into something else entirely.
He could have just given up, but he doesn't. He follows this instinct, this feeling, and starts walking in the direction the arrow should have gone for 3 days and 3 nights.
Think about that. 3 days chasing an invisible target. It really asks you, the listener, what do you do when your biggest effort seems to just vanish into thin air? The story suggests that sometimes that's exactly when you need to keep going.
And the payoff is it's incredible. He finds the arrow, but it's not in the dirt somewhere.
No, it's buried deep in an iron door that's set into a rock face in a hidden valley. Perfectly aimed.
So the contest was never about distance. It was about accuracy, hitting a target no one else could even see.
That's the moment everything changes. The door opens, and Ahmed steps out of the mortal world of competition and into another realm entirely.
A realm where the palace is made of ruby and emerald, and it's lit by a light that has, and I love this detail, no source. It's not a sun, not a lamp, it just is.
It signifies a place that operates on different laws of physics, a higher reality. And there, on a throne of diamonds, is Peribanu, the princess of the Paris.
The description of her is amazing. Her eyes are like galaxies, her hair is like a river of night. She's not just a person, she's a cosmic being.
For sure. And she delivers the aha moment that just completely reframes the entire story. She tells Ahmed that his arrow, it didn't just fly that day. 3 years ago, it flew into the fairy skies and struck my heart.
Wait, pause there. 3 years ago.
3 years ago, she's been waiting for him ever since. The Sultan's contest wasn't the start of something. It was just the final step that fulfilled this cosmic appointment.
So the most aggressive, competitive act you can think of, an archery contest for a throne, was actually the fulfillment of a love story.
Exactly. The arrow was never aimed at a patch of dirt. It was aimed at her heart, across dimensions. It transforms the whole thing from a test of strength into, the completion of a cosmic destiny.
Ahmed is, of course, captivated.
Oh.
But he's torn. She offers him everything, this paradise, but he says he can't abandon his father. That same sense of duty is still there.
And Peribanu respects that. She doesn't force him. Instead, she gives him a gift, a necklace of living diamonds. And she tells him, if you're ever in trouble, just rub the stone and I will come faster than thought.
An instantaneous lifeline between worlds.
Yeah.
But, of course, when he goes back to the mortal world with that kind of connection, it causes problems.
Big problems. The jealous brothers see he's alive and clearly connected to some unseen power, and they do what people in that position always do. They use fear.
They start whispering to the Sultan, he consorts with fairies. He's a sorcerer.
And the Sultan, who is probably still frail and scared after his illness, he buys it. He completely panics.
He has Ahmed locked in the highest tower, chained up. It's the ultimate act of mortal power trying to contain something it doesn't understand.
But mortal power doesn't stand a chance. That night, Ahmed rubs the diamond, and Peribanu appears in a storm of rose petals, just effortlessly bypassing the stone walls.
And the rescue itself is just. It's so elegant. She uses her wand and turns the prison tower into a beautiful garden of silver trees. It's such a graceful way of saying, your walls mean nothing to me.
A total power move. And she whisks him away to the fairy kingdom.
But even in paradise, Ahmed gets homesick. He still feels that pull, that loyalty to his father and his people.
Which Peribanu, as a true leader, understands completely. She knows that you can't just run away. You have to prove your worth. So she says, then let us return and prove to your father that I am a fairy of light, not darkness.
And I love how they go back. They use Hussein's magic carpet and Ali's ivory tube.
Yes, they synthesize the original 3 gifts. They're showing the Sultan that those treasures weren't wasted. They were just tools for a much higher purpose.
So they return, and Peribanu gives this incredible demonstration of her power. 3 acts of grace to completely win over the kingdom.
And these 3 acts are so specific, so perfectly designed to counter the fear her brothers spread.
Okay, so first, she makes a palace of gold and crystal appear, floating in the sky above the city.
Right, a political statement. It says, your new rulers are above any earthly threat. It establishes divine authority.
Second, she heals every single sick person in the entire land.
That's her showing she's a queen of benevolence. She's tackling the very problem that started this whole mess sickness, but on a massive scale. She is a force for good.
And the final act is the most personal.
Yeah.
She touches the Sultan's forehead and gives him the gift of eternal youth.
And that just erases his deepest fear, mortality. It smooths the path for succession. The Sultan is,
Yeah.
he's completely won over. He embraces Ahmed, names him the heir, and calls Peri Banu the light of our realm.
So the story comes full circle. The path to the throne wasn't about winning a contest. It was about fulfilling a destiny rooted in love and service.
It's a beautiful ending. They rule sometimes on Earth, sometimes in the clouds. And that ruby apple, the thing that started it all, it becomes a symbol, a star in the sky that appears whenever sickness threatens the land.
The arrow was made for ambition, for physical prowess. But it ended up crossing worlds to connect two hearts. The real measure of a king, it turns out, wasn't the distance of the shot, but the destiny it unlocked.
It's a powerful lesson, I think, about intention versus outcome. We aim our own arrows, right? Our career goals, our plans, and sometimes they seem to just vanish. They fall short.
Okay, let's unpack this. If an instrument designed for ambition and competition, like that arrow, instead leads you to the fulfillment of destiny and love, what lost efforts or apparent failures in your own life might actually be perfectly targeted at an outcome you never even expected? Something to ponder the next time a plan doesn't go exactly as far as you thought it should.